Hey everybody, I'm Adam.
And I'm Jay.
We are Encounter Wargaming.
And we wanted to celebrate hitting our 1,500 subscribers with giving some stuff away. What are we giving away, Adam?
Forge Bane!
Yeah.
Alright, we're calling this the 2,500 subscriber Forge Bane giveaway because that's the target we need to hit to give this puppy away.
That's right. So the first thing you need to do is share this video, the video you are watching right now. And
then click subscribe on YouTube.
if you haven't already.
That's it for one entry.
And the more you share it, hopefully, the more people we can get to hit subscribe and hit that 2,500.
Woohoo!
But there are other ways to win as well.
Tell them about it.
Well, you can follow us on Twitch. That will also get you an entry. So you subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitch. On top of that,
support us on Patreon for 5 big buckaroo entries.
Crazy. So also all the people that already support us on Patreon, don't worry, you're also 5 entries. But also, you can hit subscribe on Twitch. Subscribing on Twitch will get you another 5 entries into the contest.
So good, and all of this to say thank you guys for all the support. We appreciate it very much. We've come a long way, and it's because of you.
It's true. It's been a wild ride, and thanks for all the support, all the help, and we want to give you some cool stuff as a thank you.
Awesome. So hey, remember to share this video, and guys, I think that's it. So we'll see you at our next encounter. Hey everybody, this is Adam from Encounter Wargaming. Today I'm going to teach you how to paint faces and eyes. So in this video, I really want to just teach you guys how to paint some faces. So I've noticed we have some beautifully painted models out there, and a lot of us struggle with painting skin tones and faces in particular, and so I really want to spend some extra time just giving you guys some tools on how to paint those faces spectacularly, because a lot of people can paint, you know, the armor fantastic and the swords fantastic, but then it comes to the face and we just have this muddy, dirty looking face because all we really know how to do sometimes is just base coat and wash when it comes to faces. And so hopefully I'll give you a couple more tools to make those faces really pop, look good, exciting, because every time, I don't know about you guys, but every time I pick up a model, I pick it up and I look right at the face. And so eyes also in particular. The eyes video will be for our Patreon only members, and so you can click down the link below to become a patron of ours today for all of our bonus content. And so check that out if you are interested. For as little as $1 a video, you can support everything we do at the channel and get this particular video on painting eyes, because I know it's really easy to get like googly eyes or like crazy eyes and all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to teach you my method to paint eyes quickly as well. So there you go. So both faces and eyes, and I'm not just going to teach you how to paint them like amazing, like golden demon standard. There's a lot of those videos out there. I'm just going to teach you how to do it quickly and nicely, so that you can easily pump out a whole guard army or a whole, such as a battle force, because they're coming out soon, or even you can take these techniques and apply it to orcs, so do them on orc heads or anything like that. So there you go, guys. Let's jump in and take a look at a head, and let's get it painted. So here I have 2 heads. I have the Forge World Horus model head right here, and I just have a regular old plastic Space Marine head right here. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to paint these faces. And so on this Horus one, I'm going to do all quick like airbrush techniques, and then I'm also going to do one with only a hand paintbrush except for the priming portion on this Space Marine head. So there you go. So for those who don't have an airbrush, you can easily paint faces quickly as well. We don't want to leave anybody out. So here we go. Let's just start off. Let's just prime the Space Marine head. Horus is already primed, thankfully. So here you go. Let's just prime this guy real quick. So here we are. Take the airbrush. Now, if you are priming at home, you're probably just using a rattle can and priming this along with the rest of your model. You can paint your head separately. You don't have to. Like normally, I only have it on this little setup for this tutorial, but normally I just assemble the model and paint it at the very end. So you don't have to get all sub-assembly on me if you don't want to. There we go. So he's all primed. Let that dry, and let's just make sure he's all primed 100% nicely. Let's squirt him with some air. He's been collecting dust for a while. And just a light dusting of primer as well. You can hear my air compressor kicked in there. That's alright, we're done that. So for our airbrush one, we want to get a little bit of a zenithal going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take bone, just because it's a little warmer than white, but I'm going to take this bone white right here from Vallejo Game Air, and we're just going to do like a top-down 45, 90-degree angle type thing on this Horus head. So here we go, let's get some paint in there. Easy, just need a little bit, it's only one tiny little head. And then, let's get going, let's get that zenithal on. Doing a little test on there, and so just start off like absolutely top down. There we go, that's pretty cool. So there you go, so you can see the nice effect that we get on the raised areas. I might hit that the left side of his face. This is on the right side of your screen a little bit more. It's a little bit dark on that side, so let's do that. There we go. Perfect. So check that out. There he is. Nice zenithal, nice lights and darks there. Perfect. Let's leave that, set that aside. So what we're going to do is, now we're going to come from the bottom with the nice Vallejo Model Air Mahogany. And this is just to give some nice deep dark brown red tones to our model for the shadows, because black is okay, but I think those nice warm red tones will be great, because even though this is a dark brown, it's very reddy brown, which will come out perfect. So let's try this out. So let's take this mahogany. You can see there already, it's just that much more red. Let's put it in the pot just a little bit. It's only one head. Here we go. Now let's come from the extreme bottom angle. Just have a little test there. Beautiful. So let's come from the very, very, very bottom. Catch all those bottom edges. Alright, now let's just look at that. Put my airbrush down there, and here we go. Get zoomed right in. Boom. So we still have some top edges there, but definitely the bottom, the 5 o'clock shadow area is nice and dark. And even more, even better is the eyebrows kind of protected the top ridge of the eyebrow area, but then the forehead put a nice dark spot on the forehead right there, which is super cool. Really digging that. Okay, so let's move on to our next color and see how we do. Alright, so now I'm going to come in with a flesh tone here, and what I got is Vallejo Game Air Barbarian Flesh. Okay, so let's give that a shake, load it up into the airbrush. What we're going to do is I want to do like a very thin layer and use kind of this two-tone that we already have, and just put a filter on top of it so have those darks and those lights still come through. So what I'm going to do then is take some reducer and just dump that in my airbrush, just a couple drops. Maybe let's just start with that one drop right there. There's not a lot of paint in there. Okay, mix that up, and then just taking one dab of water there too from my cup. Now this is just to thin out that paint, and this will be kind of like a glaze on top of these colors. Let's see how this goes. Just gonna test it out here. All right, so we got our glaze set up. The air compressor is full of air now. And let's do our glaze. So just very slightly, I'm just going to test it out here. Beauty's looking good. Now let's start from the very top angle and just start to filter this on here. It's going to be very thin. Very nice. Very, very thin layers. Just give it a little air to dry it out so there's no pooling. Show you guys what we're working with here. So just slowly building it up, making it brighter and brighter and brighter. See that nose, the eyebrow ridges, the forehead are much, much brighter than like the 5 o'clock shadow area. It's looking real good. I'm liking those transitions. I think one more color and make this guy really pop. I'm just going to do a couple more top downs. Give it some air. Those nice thin layers, make sure they're drying out as we're doing them. Nice close up. See how we're doing here. Alright, I'm liking those transitions. I'm liking this overall. Beautiful. Very subtle, very good. Alright, so let's get another color and see how we do on that. Alright, so now we're going to come in for hopefully the last time, because we want these to be quick faces here with just the Vallejo Game Air Pale Flesh. So got it shaken up already. Let's just, ooh, look at those big chunks on the end there. Just grab that off with a paper towel. Easy. Alright, now let's dump just a little bit in there. Now this is naturally a pretty thinly pigmented paint, so put a little in there. And then I think I'm still going to add just a little bit of water because I do want to be translucent still. Still have that filtering effect. I don't want this to dominate too much. Paint preparation is a big deal. That I think we kind of overlook it a lot sometimes. But making sure your paint is actually ready to apply. I mean, that's why you always hear Duncan going, too thin coats, you know what I mean? Because the preparation of the paint is often so important. Alright, there we go. Looking nice and bright, pretty translucent. This is going to give us a nice pale looking face. Here we go. Just going to dust this on from pretty far away. Nice thin layers. Alright, I'll show you where we're at. Now I think that's pretty pale, isn't it? So what I think we might do is come back with a wash and then do this one more time. See it, but I do like the transitions we're getting. It's just more of a vampire face now, so let's go back and fix that up. Alright, I got that Reichland Flesh shade going on. So here we go, let's pop that open. Same thing, same theory with this. This is going to make our shadows nice and red-ish. Alright, here we go. Let's come on there. Let's get that wash going. See how it applies in all the dark recesses. Give some definition back because the airbrush does tend to dominate a little bit. I'm going to avoid the forehead. Actually, no, I will come in on the forehead just to tint it a little bit, but I'm going to grab any of the pools and take them off. If there's any pooling up here, I'm going to drag it off. You can get a nice clean brush, clean it off. And just pull any of the pools away. Let's clean up, pull it off the nose, pull it off the cheek. There we go, beauty. So we're getting a little bit of a shade in the mouth area, the eye sockets, the nose ridges, the cheekbones, the ears, and that's really helping us out, so that's real good. I think we may do this 2 or 3 times, so let's do this. Let's wait for this one to dry, and we'll be back and let's do this one more time. Here we are again. Let's just go for round 2. Just deepen all those shadows. It's just going to make them, push them a little bit deeper, a little bit darker again. Stain that underlayer just that much more. This is basically akin to a glaze, not necessarily a wash. Really like the tone that I'm getting from Horus. Now, especially if you're putting him in the black armor. This is going to be for my Luna Wolves, so he won't be in the black armor. This would contrast really, really nicely off the black armor. Just this nice bright pale skin that you often see him with. Alright, clean off my brush. Pull any pooling off of the very, very top bald spots, the spots that I want to be the brightest. The tip of the nose. I am really, really liking these tones we're getting. Let's see if we can't get it focused on here for you. Beautiful. Great looking face, very realistic, very natural transitions. It's wonderful. Alright, let's see if we can do one more, just push it a little bit further. Alright, let's get that last glazing layer down there. One more time. Then we'll do one highlight, and I think we're pretty much done this bad boy. He'll be ready for some eyes. Just kind of evening it out, making sure the wash is landing exactly where I want it in the right amounts, because we don't want too much pooling in certain areas. We want just the right amount. Alright, clean off that bald head of yours, Horace. Clean off your bald head. I don't know why I'm talking like that, because it's fun. Alright, let's see. Show you guys one more time. There he is. Alright, very sinister looking, very kind of pale. Very cool. It's exactly what I want for him there. Alright, so let's do some highlights and then show you guys how to paint a face by brush. Alright, so here's a nice close-up of our horse head so far. So you can see some nice gradients all the way around, nice pale looking skin. And we're just gonna increase that contrast just a little bit by putting in some highlights. So Horace, you chill out there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that airbrush color here, the Pale Flesh Game Air, and we're gonna put it on our palette. I just use a piece of tinfoil, so when I'm done that palette, I just crumple it up, throw it out. Take a little bit of water, mix it in there. I want it to be nice and translucent. I just want a nice thin, not too intense highlight here. Alright, so I'm gonna come in, everything's in focus, good. And just catch some of those ridges. The ones that kind of stick out and that you know would catch the light. So I'm getting the nose, I'm getting the upper lip, bop. This kind of fold in his cheek skin here, his cheekbone, eyebrow ridge. The folds in his forehead skin because he's kind of squinting a little bit. Other cheekbone. Really catch these eyebrow ridges right here. Alright, whoops, we lost our focus. And there we go, you can see we got some nice little highlights there. Boom, just push that contrast, make him pop just that little bit more. There you go, actually let's catch his little ear. On both sides. There we go. Alright, so now let's let's go towards the painting a face by hand brush, so that all y'all just painting by hand without an airbrush can really get going on that. Alright, so here's our Space Marine head here, and what we're going to do is just start off with a nice base coat of GW Bugman's Glow. This will be the easy version. Simple, quick, do with kind of any paints that you probably have easy access to. A little bit of water, boom, and just hit this up with a nice simple little base coat. Slather it on there. If it was Duncan, he'd probably tell you to do 2 thin coats, but you know, we're probably good with 1 because we're going to do so many layers. Alright, if there's any deep pooling, just move that around a little bit. Alright, wash off your brush, wait for that to dry. Come back in the next stage. Alright, so we got our Space Marine head here. Let's actually just take a little bit of Agrax Earthshade. We're going to go for a nice dark face here. So that's why we start with a nice darker base coat. And let's just chuck some of that straight on, basically straight out of the pot. Bang, bang, boom. Wow, look how quick that was. Alright, let's wait for that to dry and do the next layer. Alright, so he is finally dry. And if you'll notice on my palette, I have 2 colors, 2 paints ready to go. I have the Bugman's Glow, my GW, on one side, and I have Cadian Flesh Tone on the other. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to mix those 2 together to get a nice medium style flesh tone. Let's get some water in there. Alright, we're going to use this to highlight. And so, very similar approach to what we did on Horus, except we're going to cover most of this guy's face with this first highlight. So here we go, let's get in nice and close here. Beauty, so there he is. And let's get our highlight game on. So let's get that nose. Let's get a line across the forehead and the eyebrows. Let's get that cheekbone. And gonna come around the edges of the mouth. Top of his lip and the bottom of his lip. Let's get the whole edge of the jawline. Let's kind of tweak that cheekbone a little bit. Still on camera, good. Gotta make sure. I tend to drift when I'm doing painting stuff on camera. Let's refresh our paint, a little bit of water. Reload our brush here. Okay, beauties, keep going. Let's get that other. A nose ridge into the cheek. Alright, beauties. And just across the top a little bit. And that ear. His other ear is covered by some stuff. Okay, so there we go. So that's a good looking face. Now let's just do one more highlight, kind of in the same style as Horus. And we'll just go straight Cadian Flesh Tone for that. And so we don't even need to turn this off. We'll just get a little more Cadian Flesh Tone out here. A little bit of water. And we are good to go. So this is just 1 base coat, 1 wash, 2 highlights. This will be super, super easy. Let's get that nose. Bottom of the cheek. Or sorry, chin. Top of the cheek. Top of the lip. Other cheek. Gotta get those eyebrow ridges for show. Get a line coming across the forehead. Am I still on camera? Oh. Top of that ear. There he is. Get that cheek, jowl area. and I still feel like the middle of the forehead is a little bit dark, so what we'll do is we'll just get a little more highlight. Another forehead wrinkle coming in there, and a little dot just above the nose. There you go. So there is a Space Marine head. Boom. Now you notice, of course, the thing that's missing is the eyes. Those eye sockets are just so dark, there's not much to it. But the skin is essentially done, other than a nice matte coat to get rid of the gloss from the wash. So yeah, we have two faces that are super ready for eyes. Both a little bit glossy, ready for that matte spray. So there you go. Ready to go. We need to know what direction they're looking in. We need to know how intense that squint is, really. And so let's cut to Patreon. Guys, if you like that video right there, love if you would hit subscribe, just in that bottom corner. Subscribe. You can also, if you want this eye video, jump onto Patreon. Support us for as little as $1 a video. You get access to this How to Paint Eyes video coming up next. So guys, that's everything for today. We will see you at our next encounter.
Like a monkey in a rocket on his way back home. Okay.